Hi everyone, this is Deb Tim, a Canadian girl, and today we're going to go on a little tour of my backyard and you'll see how it's grown. So please stay tuned. My morning routine, once I come downstairs, starts by letting Ozzy outside and checking my pond. The pond is filled in so nicely, all the plants are full to bursting out of their beds. I think I'm going to have to thin some of the plants this fall. Please ignore the dead patches of grass. Hubby is working on them. Yesterday I was out busy in the yard, and while I was at it I cleaned the pond. I'm not sure why, but my parrot feather died. I pulled it all out and cleaned up the lettuce by removing some of the old leaves that were turning yellow. The potted flowers along the top of the waterfall are Gerber daisies. They are my absolute favorite. They are just an annual, but they just bloom from May right until October. And here's my little pot of maple trees. Hubby and I always grow some maple trees. There are so many keys everywhere that little trees sprout up. So we watch for good ones and we pick a couple each year, eventually planting them around the house once they've got some growth to them. So other than that, my pond is looking really good this year. I already did feed these guys, but they'll eat any time, just like cichlids. In here, I have 3 comets and shubunkins. I have been seeing some spawning activity. I believe they've been laying eggs in the pond lettuce roots. Now, they're often clustered around the roots, and it looks like they're eating something, so I'm not holding my breath to have any successful fry. But if a few manage to survive, that's wonderful. So this is my newest flower bed I planted with glads that I picked up at the dollar store. And then at the end here is my little gooseberry bush. Then my rhubarbs around the corner, and around the corner from that are my raspberries. And they are full of flowers, so I'm hoping it's a good year. Here are my strawberries, and they are blooming and coming along. But a lot of plants died. They took a kicking over the winter. We had a January thaw where there was no snow, but it remained bitter cold. Very tough for little plants like this to survive. My green garden is doing very well. The plants have grown in thick and lush. Most of the plants are hostas and sedums, and some of my painted rocks, of course. Now look at all the seeds, the maple keys on the ground. My hens and chicks are watched over by a couple ladybugs because they're so small in this big garden. And this big ladybug, her name is Tanis. She's very special to me. So these 3 trees across the back are trees that we grew from little in the pot. The first one here is probably 9 years old now. And the second one is around 5 or 6 years old. I can't say for sure. Every couple of years we plant a new one. And then finally, the third tree, he was not a really good, strong tree, but he had good shape. So with loving care, he has come around and is going to be a beauty. And this tiny little tree we just planted over the weekend. He was hiding, so we missed him last year. And all these peonies are from hubby's dad's place. They have kind of traveled within the family because every time someone moves, they are transplanted again. In this bed, there are pink, dark pink, and white. For some reason, white is always the last to bloom. And that brings us back to our starting point, my pond. Such a simple thing can bring so much pleasure. I think everyone needs a pond. So until next time, this is Deb Tim signing out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.